Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. If you don't know me, I am Electric Bunny, and usually I make doll videos, but I also do streams for games. And tonight, I just want to relax and work on the Genshin Hydro Archon quest. So, hello Lisa, how are you? Hope you're doing well tonight. Get the game started. Hope everybody doing well. Fortunately, I can't stream too late. I do have to go to bed probably about 12 to be at work at 5. Loading screen always takes so long. So I need a screen right here. Let's watch my thing so. There we go. Nope, stop. Ah, my screen's moving. There we go. Now we're just waiting for it to load and we can get started. I hope everyone good night. Right. We need to go. Everyone doing good tonight? Stream doing what it's supposed to. Please let me know if it's messing up. Please, please. Shouldn't be, but sometimes. Maybe it's my phone just being weird.
Do me a favor and take them off. Malazines like to play pranks sometimes.
Oh my god, not the keyboard, go away. I know you guys can't see it, but like randomly, like, I don't know what I touch on my controller, but it pops up a keyboard and it always gets in my way. It's really annoying and never always like gives me a hard time.
So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about?
What is this?
Whoa, talk about old.
They seem
The
to be pretty
ruins.
ancient, all right.
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
Careful. Shh, we're not careful. Fine, we got our to go. I guess it is. Okay. Aw, one of these hilly turtles? No.
Time to improvise.
Oh no, I need to heal. Shit.
Stay put. Dumpy dumpy go.
Explosions.
Now.
Ultimate punch.
Let's begin.
Take that. Ha. Where are we going? Oh shit! He fell. That scared me. Even that. There's stuff we could. Oh, more hilly turtles, of course.
Dumpy dumpy go. Hi-ya.
Ooh, a chest. Nice. Back down. Watch out.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Oh no, not the seawater.
And
The seawater
a lot
makes
of it,
everybody
too.
like dissolve.
Fontanian would most
It's
likely dissolve the
terrible.
moment they fell in.
Right. You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get by my wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're
That's
right.
rude.
I can't do anything in this situation.
I love
I'll
Taylor
leave this to
Swift.
you.
She's not useless. She has a cannon umbrella. She's far from it.
That complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either. I'll go together
Well.
with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
All right. Come with us for now, then. But
Gonna dissolve, is
please
she?
be careful.
only people from Fontaine. Is she from Fontaine? Oh god, he's gonna dissolve.
Oh no, it's a dead end! Let's try climbing over from the side.
Oh god, no. Okay. Try this again. Water bad. I'm not. Oh, I'm supposed to use these. Let's go. Oh. Okay. I'm supposed to go up. Okay. Hey, Toad. Behind door number 1.
Wait, there's
Oh.
something wrong with this bridge.
Oh god! No! What happened? Run! No, Taylor Swift! No! Hey, Spanish Rice, how are you? I'm just relaxing tonight. I'm playing some Genshin. A little more calm. It's a spoopy games. I need to take a break. Also, I really want to finish this quest because I keep seeing like stuff on TikTok about it and it keeps spoiling it for me. And I don't want it ruined for me. Where am I?
Huh?
The hell?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Right? I hate spoilers, especially for this. Like,
She just
I
wants
don't
some
want to be
time to
spoiled, but that's
herself,
all
Moose.
TikTok was.
Hmm?
Also, doesn't she look like Taylor Swift?
Was I
I love
sleeping?
her so much, and I really want
Yes,
her, but
it
she
would
looks like
appear
Taylor.
so.
Like, looks like Taylor Swift, and I love it.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested.
Ooh, she has
we
an
go out
umbrella
for a
that like
walk.
shoots a cannon.
Oh,
It's
right.
really cool.
I nearly forgot. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. Have I? This is a familiar feeling, yet something's a little strange.
So there's
Is something the
also
matter,
this
Demoiselle?
water that's in this
Oh,
fontaine
no.
place that's called
No, I'm
primordial
fine.
seawater, and
I
it's
was
like
just trying to
dissolving the
recall why
people
we
if
came
they
out
like
for a
get
walk.
into it. I don't
Do
know
you
what's going
remember
on.
Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before
It's
with
going
foreign
down.
merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved the matter not long ago.
Stuff is happening.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember now.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Maloose. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
I imagine we're gonna see a lot of
How have you been?
cutscenes. Gonna be a lot of
Been great.
cutscenes tonight.
Thanks to your help,
I hope
those
I was
bothersome
prepared for
merchants
that.
finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person.
Time to get comfy.
They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor Obina was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right here. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big and beautiful once they bloom. I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation. I hope you won't refuse.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take them. Maloose, we do still have some empty flower pots at home, right?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
So how was work for you
Very
today,
well.
Spanish Rice?
Wait. Something seems to be off here. Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct?
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me. I must have heard it when I was discussing things with your husband previously. I've heard this name before. Sometime recently, I'm sure of it.
Long and easy. Well,
Why
that's
are
not too
there
bad
so
then.
few people around here. Where did everyone go?
We must mind the time, demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to today.
Huh? We do? Like what?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the Opera House. Your trial is about to begin.
My trial? Wait.
Oh, you left your
why
whiskey
would I
here,
need to
by
go
the
to the
way.
Opera House?
I noticed
Yes,
that the
you're
other
right,
day.
mademoiselle.
I was like, wait a
Just about time
minute.
now, so
This isn't
we should
mine.
get going.
Oh? All right then.
Whiskey.
Look, it's Navia. She's here.
What's up?
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
This.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly excited about something. I even know some of these people. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. Why are so many people here? And why do I have no recollection of this case? And as for the judge... huh?
Oh.
Where's Monsieur Neuvillette?
Where's
Please sit in
Neuvillette?
the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough with the whispering! Could someone please tell me where Monsieur Neuvillette is? And why I'm standing trial?
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that
She
case, allow
knew.
me to explain. As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rosula, someone held in high regard by every soul in Poisson. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, you responded. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rosula fought for the well-being
I'm
of
assuming this
those
is like a
in Poisson.
dream memory thing.
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Or like a flashback, I guess
Yes,
is what I
correct.
mean. That's the word I'm looking for.
Absolutely right. And that
Flashback.
is why you stand accused. You have helped so many people get through so many difficulties. You are one with us. We are inseparable. We are one big family, all of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, we couldn't possibly do without you. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty, and you shall stay here. You will be together with us forever.
Together with you forever.
What are you saying?
Epic.
Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my hometown, and I would be willing to be with you all, but what is the purpose of having me stand here like this? What is there to discuss?
Ah, well, if that's what you think, then I have no further comments.
How wonderful, Miss Navia!
It seems off.
Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes, I get it. This trial is...
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
What?
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her
Searching
now.
me out for...
She's
I
guilty.
saw that.
Stay here, Navia. You're one of
Ah, but I want you back.
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here
I
forever.
miss you.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here.
Hello,
This
Slothman.
is the
How are
nation
you?
of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Water accepts all, blends with all. It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges, that opinion represents justice.
Hello,
Now,
hello.
I speak
Welcome
for
to our
everyone.
stream.
Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay.
Hope you're doing well
We
tonight.
and Navia are
Oh, thank
one.
you so much. I
And you would call
appreciate it.
this justice? Preposterous. You are merely jealous that Demoiselle still has
I
a
also
chance to
make
exist
doll
as an
videos. I don't know if
individual.
you saw
Have you
that, but
forgotten how much you
I
all
just
once
recently
longed
started
to
streaming
become
on
individuals,
YouTube.
to
Mostly I've
become
been doing
independent?
Twitch, but I figured out how I could do both. So I'm
If
doing
your
it both at the
justice is
same time.
flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
Oh, thank
As
you.
you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle. And that is how we will enforce justice.
Oh, nice. What do you do?
My head... It hurts.
Demoiselle,
Yes, please feel free to talk to me. These are going to be some long
It
cutscenes.
My head is spinning.
Oh my
I
god.
can see a star
That's one
swirling
thing
in
about
front of
Genshin.
me.
They got some cutscenes now. I mean, the
Everything
story's
that seemed odd from the very
fantastic. It's
beginning.
just, oh my god. So many cutscenes. Oh, you want to dual stream too,
Rita,
Spanish Rice?
Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier.
I'm using
Even
Restream.
Luce and Sylvie.
I could ask Devi how he
I
did
don't
it.
want to admit it, but
I could show you how to do it.
they're all dead.
Oh wait, these are all dead people? Oh my god.
don't be afraid. And don't admit guilt.
Ah, the
We will
dead.
protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of
Happened.
trials, the majority is absolute.
So this is like a
justice.
flashback,
We
I'm
are
assuming
the
then.
will of all. Don't let them escape. We shall keep Navia here with us.
Yeah, I had a
Malus
hard
and
time trying to
Mr.
get to
Silver
work, but we
must you
finally
be
figured
so
it out.
stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand
It was
against
being
the
really
collective?
picky at the beginning.
Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
Stop. Push my stuff or you're gonna leave.
What are you saying?
You understand me?
No more excuses.
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia, she...
Silence.
That's... Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind or something?
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last goodbye.
Malus... Silver...
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, demoiselle.
Farewell.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane trial.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I...
What is it?
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to talk about?
I suppose so. Ah, Sigewinne. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewinne would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewinne made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meripede.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then. So, Neverlet, you're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Hmm? Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere. Let's try something else. How did you find these ruins? Did the knave tell you?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area. Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins here.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and who would have thought you'd wrap things up so quickly?
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Way now. Who wants some of this?
Here.
At least I'm going down with style. Can't catch me.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates? It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for...
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this? Some kind of island in the sky?
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy? Does that mean that someone, or some people, once saw these slates?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so let's head back first.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Oh, I didn't realize my mic was muted. That is my bad. Oh. See? 1 second, I need to mute my mic again. But then Make sure it's unmuted. 1 second.
Best flavor in the world? The sweet, sweet taste of victory. And that's why I've never spent a single mora on any of my snacks. I've won them all, fair and square. That's right.
Okay, I am back. Also, I am so sorry. I did not realize my mic was
Don't
muted.
underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you
That's
can.
awkward.
Yes, you can. Want to know what's on this beetle's diet?
Talking to
Sweat and
myself, that's
tears,
fine.
That's what. That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all learn something from that.
That seems so long.
Let's
Story's
split up
good.
here.
That seems.
I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you just need to be there for yourself.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat.
Just head back to the Fluvsandre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Rest well, everyone. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem? Paimon's getting a little scared now that it's come to this.
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fluvsandre is always open to you as ever. So please don't think you're an imposition. All right. I'll be on my way then.
All right. One part's done.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
That's.
Yay! And there's good food too! No, the boss is the best. Ooh, desserts! Nice! These are all Paimon's!
The food.
Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Who's watching it? Oh no.
Oh,
What's she doing here?
is that who I think it is?
Oh no.
It's you two.
What you doing
What
here?
are you doing in Fontaine?
Mona?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. quite unexpectedly,
But
if
why
I might
be
add.
underground?
Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't
Well,
sound
how
much
did
like
you
a
wander
Mondstadt surname?
underground? Girl, what you doing?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have
Because
my
we're like
own
underneath the
surname, which
city
is,
right
well,
now.
some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy as well?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one. Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a long one.
Mhm.
Does it also mean great or something?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice as great Scholar of the Stars. Just
So
take it
long.
as a title specific to astrologists.
Thrice as great? That's so petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed her name to Trismegistus.
Talk about obsessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study a...
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're
Or
not
Paimon.
Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dornman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in Mondstadt City.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
No, the
That
Well,
was the
prophecy.
main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist. Your word would go a long way to make things more certain and less scary.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of Altivat. Ascertaining this is akin to reading the fortune of the whole world. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world. Disregarding it would be a mistake.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar. Huh? Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face. I'll tell you once I
I
hear
have
back
the
from
same
her.
look on my face every time.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
My traveler has no emotions.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you. Of all the people we know, you know the star's the best.
Indeed, indeed. That's the spirit.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about.
Oh
If there's
my
anything
goodness.
you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks.
He's shifty.
If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird looks. That's more like it. Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
Alright, let's go. Kill my boy now. Alright, so real quick. Oh boy. How'd she get under? I want to do. Teleport a lot faster. I'm gonna speak with Farina now. I sent in a medicine.
Finally. Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Slow.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
Farina?
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not?
So pretty.
Look at this. This is a
I really want to make a doll of
from the
her.
recent Poisson incident.
I like her too. Really cool.
You mean they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Poisson?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 featured different images that seemed to correlate.
Tell us the truth, Farina.
The prophecy?
We must know.
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous
serious.
Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Sure about that?
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my
Oh,
secret
Farina.
investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine.
We'll see about that.
That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
The opera. Wait. We're gonna worry about the opera? Not worry about the situation?
Did
Bruh.
Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage? Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this. But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Who are we gonna call? Eh? Oh.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of
At a
hiding
boat.
here.
Poisson was just involved in
The
a
net.
disaster, so it's presently
doing
devoid
here?
of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's
Lenny.
nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone.
Gift?
Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Terminate.
Me?
They're all here. The gang's all here,
No.
guys.
I don't think I can.
Aw, cute little Ferminate. He's
How
so
about
cute.
you, good sir?
Nouvelette.
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Doing here, Clorinda.
You may
Right.
be right.
I can't pronounce her name.
Anyway, to cut to the
Give up.
chase, our friend here, the traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what
What's going
that
to
is,
happen?
well, let's start by saying that we'll
So
be
much
pulling our
dialogue.
efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Clorand and used on the
Clorin,
spot.
that's her name.
So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
Oh.
In that case, do any of you have experience?
Also, the buttons on that girl's
Not that I
shirt,
recall.
they are hanging in
Fermine
there.
and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft
Well,
hand,
that's very
and we're some of the
magician-y of
best
him.
in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you?
Croissant.
My subordinates mentioned that you
Oh,
even
she's saying
performed some
croissant?
magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Dead. It does. Oh, we're sinking now. Oh no. Oh no. Into the waters. Oh no. Right, but they're. So Fontaine is thinking. Well. So bueno. Now, that shifty guy gonna tell?
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? Hyman didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Hyman thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Hyman thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised. Well... It's hard to say. Hyman doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all. Then what's that?
Or tea.
Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Oh no.
Who's that voice? But there's
Wait, is she like invincible?
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're
Wait.
the voice we heard from the sky in
Oh wait,
Sparrow.
no, it's not Mona.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you.
I don't remember. Samara was so
Guiding
long
people
ago.
is an irresistible
Crap.
hobby of mine, after all.
Oh no.
Consider me a passerby, Just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim. The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed? Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen
the
from
mage.
the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners
Vaguely
where the
remember
god's
that.
gaze does not
It's a
fall?
Marrow area.
Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well,
You could
that'll
drink the
be
tea
all for
while
today.
being the tea?
The voice. It's gone.
What? Wait.
What? I want to hear someone talking.
Oh.
Alright, coming! Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some
It's
lively
Mona.
banter.
Mona again.
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel.
Hello,
It
Captain
turned out to
Quan.
be
How are you
more
tonight?
Interesting than I expected. Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist?
Oh, I love
I'm
Charlotte.
in
She's
full
cute.
support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah,
Pretty much-
yes. About what we had
Hell
discussed
yeah.
before. I did try,
Sounds tasty.
but I'm
What kind of
afraid
pizza?
I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. Huh?
Serious
Goodness
guess.
gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the gods'
We are
gaze has
super
blind spots.
serial right now.
Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the
Pepperoni.
mage
Ooh,
named N,
sounds tasty.
the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost.
Oh my goodness.
But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be...
So sleepy.
Well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
I really want to get through this, like, as much of this Archon quest as I can. All these quests are so
To live so
long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great
Like, they get
importance.
longer each, like,
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand
update.
anything she
Every
said.
time they push out a new story, like,
Yes,
part,
she
it, like,
was
gets
quite
longer.
cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so... Perhaps it is something that you cannot know
Yes,
right
definitely. We had some Alfredo night.
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
The end is
I
coming.
see.
Oh God.
I
So
feel that same
apparently,
sense of desperation too.
the place we're
I
at,
guess you could
Fontaine,
consider
apparently
me
is gonna
someone
sink.
who has often witnessed fate.
It's going
So
underwater.
far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed.
That's apparently what's in the
But even
prophecy.
so,
And I
still
guess we're
hope
going
for
to try to
and believe in
the
miracles.
prophecy.
Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate
Hopefully.
may not be. It is
There's a lot of stuff going on.
but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's
Oh
what
no.
Rin was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet
Oh, but
set
that
in
one
stone.
keychain, that's her.
I did originally
By the way.
think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't.
Her name is Mona.
Even
She's
if
an
this is
astrologist,
futile, I
which
still wish to help everyone.
character.
If we don't struggle to the last,
I really like
then
her.
how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
I have her. I just need to know how
It
to
was worth
build her
trying to
because she's
comfort
not
you, even if only a little.
doing it.
I
Like
believe that
she
you'll help those who are struggling in the
she
same
is
way
definitely
I
not
did.
my strongest 5-star. I will admit
suppose
that.
that might be why we always seem to
I don't
meet
think I have
by
her built quite
coincidence.
right. I need to figure that out. For artifacts and stuff like that.
Feels kind of moved
To
by
give
what
them.
Mona said, but also kind of sad too. Hey, traveler, Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Great point.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. Let
Famous?
Paimon see. The
Famous in
underwater
Fontaine?
stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that.
She never gives up.
Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to
I
get a
love
hold of
when-
anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
Yeah. I've noticed that. Oh.
Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Now where are we going?
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something
Is it
to
like
eat?
by different artists or something? Or just they didn't stay consistent then? What's happening? Another cutscene now.
Hey, quick! Look! That only 16 slices a day cake!
Cake.
It was so delicious the last time we tried it. Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. I'm sure it'll be great.
1 slice of cake, please.
Oh.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even
I'm on
he
the
has
bottomless
his own
pit.
preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
Every day.
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake
Oh,
here
Paimon, don't do that.
What would you think?
Don't make
why
that
would it
poor
close?
Melcine's day worse.
Well,
Don't ruin the day. Don't.
Maybe
No.
maybe the waters will rise tomorrow.
It's a jerk move.
Prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that.
Oh no.
Still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans.
But how does she look human? But
She
she's
said that
Mel is
humans are
part of
creatures
that
are
race.
saddened
Like,
easily. Yes, and you can only
don't
lift their
understand
spirits by feeding them
it.
delicious food.
Somebody
so
tell
please try
me.
the cakes here. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
And there she goes.
That one has wings.
All right, let's dig in.
They have some
Sure
have
this
wings?
cake will be delicious.
Never noticed.
It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Oh, hello. How are you, Stephanie? Welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful night.
Oh, we're near the Steambird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Go find Charlotte. Whee! There she is.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
The audacity.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though.
Oh.
It's all right, though. I've set aside the
Well,
amount intended for you.
oopsie.
I've even set the table with some food.
No letter for us.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When
Yes.
Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case,
Can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more
Huh.
like live photography. What I'd
More
like to do
interviews?
is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
Yeah, are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not
We
right now, of
have
course.
done a lot.
I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and...
All that for some
so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait,
What?
Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
That's to say, I thought she just ran off.
Just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow?
Oh, ruined
What
the
would
day.
you do today?
And
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it?
yes,
I
we
mean,
know
I
everything's
do
gonna be
hear about it
flooded.
often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still
Well,
successfully finish an exclusive
that's
interview
probably
with
come
a
faster
truly
than you
unique
think,
person,
Charlotte.
then the story I would wind up writing
Hate to
would
tell you
truly
that.
be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
What's going on? The hell?
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do? We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot. You mean, still traveling? Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
Hopefully nothing can go wrong. Hopefully not. I am curious how this game is gonna end once it gets to the end point here, cause like after this like map here, the Fontaine is the Fire Nation, which I'm really excited about. But curious to know how that, because the last one's gonna be the snow place, which is Snezhnaya.
No mold if you stay here long enough.
Or ice, I guess. The cryo place.
But it's still better than the
So,
Fortress of Mirapede, that's
wonder
for
where
sure.
she's gonna
Not only
happened?
damp there, but salty too.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm
Also, they're supposed to
Isadora.
like
Monsieur
expand
Nervillet sent me to
Liyue
look for you two before.
and
I heard that
Mondstadt.
afterward you
So I
went to
wonder
the
when they're gonna
fortress
do
of
that.
Neuropede.
Those places on the map.
Not at all.
Curious.
I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him. Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
Oh no.
A riot?
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her, loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond,
Doesn't look
others
good
started
that
to
there's
join in.
something happening and she's just, you know, at the
Continued
opera
to
house.
grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right.
Uh-oh.
The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. Good. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
So are we gonna go look for Farina
Is
now?
that so? Well, alright then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And, as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone.
No.
When Nervillet
Definitely
was
not.
talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't
Poisson?
hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up, too. In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
Yes, let's go find Farina. Underground? Oh. That place.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Found her.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Should I just give up? This is all
Oh god, it's completely
meaningless.
sad.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry.
sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But what can I even do?
Oh, poor baby.
Meaningless apologies over and over. Who's that?
Poor Peachy.
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects, come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you?
Farina, stop faking it.
Tear
We
stains
know.
on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning
yes.
was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts? They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marsh Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too.
Stop trying to act like this ain't it.
Of course not.
We know.
The Hydro Archon's over there.
Oh god.
Quick, after her.
Oh no. What's happening? No, run.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to
That's not what they want to do,
they?
Farina. Sweet girl. Baby
That's
girl.
against the rules.
No.
I can't let them get their way.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Run. Run. Why are you running?
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I nearly gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
You're right. Yep, that's a good girl.
Is she? I know, right? Paimon always complains about how tired she is when we're like walking around. I'm like, girl, you fly.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, did it?
She doesn't have to walk at all.
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's
What's
no need to
happening?
worry too much
A
about
prophecy?
that. Neverlette's made some emergency
More prophecy
plans, so
stuff?
the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Yes, we know about the people person.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly,
And back to the
considering my rank
act.
and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I
I'm
just
just
said
curious to know how this is
seriously.
gonna play
How
out.
could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Let's see. So I don't.
Share my burden. That's
Ooh, excuse me.
impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
I hate the act. I know, right? But I mean, also she's. I feel like just trying to act like, I guess, tough in a way. Like, you handle it, it'll be everything's fine. When in reality, it's not fine.
A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if
We're
Tevat
not from
is
here.
in
We're
its
from
entirety
another
a
whole
show
other
on a
world.
stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, what's happening? What? What? How did that happen? What? What? What just happened? Suddenly we're somewhere underground. Now we're in the opera
my
house?
opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you
Really?
deserve
Yeah,
praise
what?
for
Like,
the
what the
effort you took to
what's
raise the
happening?
dramatic stakes.
How did that happen?
However, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself.
I'm so confused.
You as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these
How did they get
words
her there?
as
How did
your
they move that
refusal
thing there
to
without them
stand trial?
knowing?
In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
I'm so also, the buttons on that girl's shirt. God damn. They are holding on together as much as they can. Look at that.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Oh, uh-oh. 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 What's that? Oh.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my
What the hell's
hands
going-
just now to indicate my acceptance of
Well,
the
I mean, so she's the Archon, the god. So each nation has their own god.
that I've been running away for a long time.
Unfortunately, her area
I was unable to
is hitting the prophecy where shit's about to happen.
duty to stand trial for my
Fontaine's about to sink.
You are not the only
And
one
she's
to be
supposed to fix it.
disappointed
And nothing's happening. And
exceedingly
I don't know.
But now, it is time for
And now her people are turning against her because they're realizing the prophecy is coming true.
Farina.
So I've gotten so far.
Trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Fosalor, will now begin!
Woohoo! What? Who's that guy? Okay. Oh boy.
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
Alright then.
I don't know.
Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so?
Oh, I'm the
Very well.
prosecutor?
Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Am I the person?
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we can do a lot of prep after a meeting.
I'm so confused now.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were
Hey, Taylor Swift is here. Yay.
Alia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box rather than someone's residence.
What?
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Intro.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice.
You sound like
anything amiss
they're saying
before
croissant, but it's not
revealing
croissant.
yourself as my
It's croissant.
prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Croissant. I want a croissant. Let's see what. Make sure. You're feeling yourself as a state.
Oh? Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Oh, trial stuff.
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte!
Yes, everybody's here.
Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument! Let's quickly confirm the information in it.
Oh,
Just think of
I
it
hate
as
this
a
trial
refresher,
stuff.
alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. This is the first time Monsieur Nervillette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice, a Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. According to Monsieur Nervillette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time. I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position.
God.
The trial shall now begin.
Oh god, it's gonna take forever.
Nervillette, there's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all
exactly.
of this. Of course, it is only natural
Suddenly,
for humans to
I am
struggle
now
to
an attorney.
understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were
What?
going to try the Hydro Archon.
Is she not really the Archon? Is it a lie? Oh my god.
Charge accepted.
This is like
Lady Farina,
some real
do you
tea.
plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that
So,
Lore, otherwise known as
I guess now supposedly she's not the real god of Fontaine?
Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be
Because there was one prior before her.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
But see, at the beginning here, I always thought maybe there's something up with her that she may not been the real god, and like, or that maybe she was like, I don't know. Crap. I don't know anymore.
Well,
Because there was rumors that she wasn't a real Archon before this, so
if you must persist, then let me ask.
or that
You believe
she's
I'm not
leading,
the Archon,
like she's
then
got,
what
like she's
manner of
hiding
being do
something.
you think I
I guess
am?
is what I'm trying to think of, maybe.
I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Oh god. Oh boy, here we go. I hate this stuff. So, new blood believed child to be innocent or treat skills. Meeting with alright. Guess that would be it.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Who gave you that
Yeah,
idea?
that was the thing.
Was it
Cursed.
Maeve?
I was also trying to think of that too.
Stooped so low as
But she's
to
like
use a
cursed?
harpinger's words against me.
No. This story is like taking a whole like turn, I guess.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble the type of curse.
I mean, shouldn't he
But in
know
light of
he's
this
the
flame,
dragon?
Perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, Nervalet?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Oh?
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Trees.
You tried to reference the Oratrice. But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've
Oh?
merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon.
Yeah, what's your power?
There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
He doesn't have a vision. All the Archons do have a vision. The little thingy with the element symbol.
Is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro?
Doesn't have one.
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium! Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Uh-oh.
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Oh.
Enough! That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Our options. Let's see. Simple. It sounds like the next fish. Where is it? There, I did. Okay, so giving you the relevant. Still beneath. Oh, don't. Only action then. Oh, I don't know which one to pick. I'm going to Valette.
That doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right.
This clue can be used as compelling evidence to...
Knife? Oh.
That doesn't sound...
Okay, so there we go.
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea.
Yes.
And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater?
Touch the water.
To believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse.
Ooh.
Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
She gonna dissolve? Is she not gonna dissolve? What is happening?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... That's not what we thought she would...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Oh?
Hey!
Gonna dissolve or not?
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewing? If you're present, Miss Siegewing, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewing?
Siegewing? He's here?
Don't be
Our
nervous.
cute little buddy?
It'll just take
Yay!
a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewing.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Farina, You may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have... I can't
So is
believe
she not the Archon then? I'm so confused.
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater?
Yeah.
Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Oh, they don't believe her now.
Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
Well, this is awkward for her.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point
Oh no.
is too stacked against her now.
So then, is she or? Oh.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Hell.
Well.
Well.
The Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Well, she's.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse
Cardinale,
Cardinale, Farina is.
What?
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
Oh.
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
Then what's the dealio?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
Oh no.
The death sentence?
Oh no.
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court.
Oh no.
And it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness
I am
of things so she'd tell us the truth.
quite shooketh.
How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Fauché wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Well,
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
what does this mean? What is this?
Excuse me if I may
Terminate?
interrupt.
What's you doing here, buddy?
Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Huh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Is that the first prophecy slate?
Oh, we found the other slate. I guess Ferminate did.
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late?
No, because I...
Thank you
What's
for
this?
your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Oh boy. Okay, so we gotta remember the slates now. Okay. You can find. Oh boy, okay.
The first stone slate describes what you just said.
Yes.
It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontainians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But
Proteins. See. I gave up. Aww. Snuggle time.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Okay. Aw, that's cute. I would snuggle with my dog, but he would take up the whole bed. He likes to roll around. Also, he flails. He's not a very good snuggler. He used to be when he's a puppy, though.
that doesn't sound quite right.
Let's say that would be the next one.
That doesn't sound quite right. That doesn't sound
Oh my god.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all
I'm terrible at
happened
this.
before. The true
I'm
sin of
sorry.
the Hydro Archon that Nervilette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
This one is definitely, I'm pretty sure this.
It's not
Yes.
as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Place that. Or slate. It shows the scene basically described. Circulate. Into the sea. So.
That doesn't sound quite.
Actually, that's probably. Okay, I was wrong.
The
Never mind.
prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an Oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Well,
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now! So that's how you can make sense of it! But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often...
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information.
oh, there's more
using
hidden
a
messages?
different power
Of
source.
course there is.
When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Oh, what's happening?
Well? Did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea.
Wow.
As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing.
Well.
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of Trials and Justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
Well, that was a twist.
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
Oh no, more of this?
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
not more of this. That's really what time it is. I need to go to bed soon. Oh, let's see. Oh, what's this? Going in. Oh.
That doesn't sound quite. That doesn't sound. That doesn't.
Oh my god.
It was both dream
Oh, I
and
thought we were talking about.
reality.
Oh, okay.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that
The
could
whale.
only be that
I
thing
forgot about
inside
this
the
thing.
primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
The whale. The whale did it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, what's happening? Oh. Oh. Oh no. Ah. Oh no. No. Not the people Fontaine. It's your boy Child. Well, what the heck? But, bye, Child. He gone too, I guess. Back into the hole where the whale came from.
That was way too close.
Oh, the hole's still there.
Thing just burst into the opera house. Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
You've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely.
You just find
that whale finds the
yeah.
blood of Fontanians nigh
That's what I imagine. That's what's going on in the black hole.
Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late. It had already absorbed
Well,
too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it.
it's never too late.
It has become
Never
practically
back down.
integrated with the sea
Never give
itself.
up.
Even if the entirety of Tevat were
Gotta
to be
fight the whale
destroyed,
now.
it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the
Exactly.
end. No matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Never back down. Never what?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future.
Try to read that. Uh-oh. Now what's happening?
What's happening with the oratories?
Oh no.
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Oh no. This is...
Farina!
Should play. Oh no.
No, I still need answers.
No, they can't kill Farina yet. What? What? What is happening? Oh no. What's going on? Good thing I don't walk in tomorrow. Time's already put in. Oh, she's got a pretty outfit though.
You.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
Ah,
The real Hydra
the
Archon?
sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over.
This is the real
alone
Archon?
on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one
I
dreamed
really like the
of.
dress though.
Between the task of
What do you think,
saving the
Captain Quad?
nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid
Right?
familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human.
Okay, so
And I
she
still
is the
do,
Archon.
even now.
She's
In
transformed
my
to be
eyes,
human.
to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I
My head
separated
hurts.
my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The
Why would you
plan to
curse
deceive
her?
the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
What happened? Well, um, much as I don't want to cut this off, and I want to continue, but I do have to go to bed. I get up at 5 a.m. to go to work. Oh no, I don't want to I want to finish this so badly. It makes me so sad. Well, crap. This sucks.
I once considered keeping some pets in my office, but soon gave up on the idea.
Well, thank you for coming out to the
It's just not right
stream.
to keep small animals.
I know, right? I'm really invested, and I really want to finish this, but I have to go to bed. It's like 12:30. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But I won't continue any more with it until I stream again, so I will save the story. Do not worry. So I will stream Friday again around the same time-ish. We do have a little get-together we're going to, so hopefully that won't take too long. And then I guess I will finish this story, and then I get maybe Saturday I'll start the
Have you ever seen these stickers on my
Honkai
back?
Star
Do me a
Rail
favor
one,
and take 'em off. Malazine's like
because I really want to start that one as well. I feel like that one's probably gonna be a little shorter than this one. The Genshin one seems to get longer like every time they come out one. Like it's literally hours. But thank you for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good night. And I will be back on Friday. And if you're new, make sure you follow my channel on YouTube or Twitch. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you Friday. Bye, guys.